Whoa, it's the illusion reporting from somewhere on spaceship Earth. Well, I this video is straight up about the situation in Standing Rock. It is today, November 19th. So I just been getting a bunch of feed that apparently another atrocity and crime against the original people of this land has occurred. I'm super alarmed about what went down up there last night. I mean, you have a militarized police force basically attacking peaceful, nonviolent water defenders. I mean, if the reports I'm getting through my limited media availability up here on Rainbow Mountain are true, it's horrifying. People being shot in the face with rubber bullets, them shooting water cannons of water on an evening that it's 27 degrees. It's wintertime up there in North Dakota. And I guess, where is everybody, man? Where is the outrage? I see people getting all outraged about the election and racism in America and the plight of people in America. Here it is. Here is the poster child for everything that is wrong. You have a group of indigenous people defending their right to clean drinking water and their right to not have their ancestral lands abused. And where is the outrage? Bernie Sanders chimed in on this. Bernie Sanders gets it, but apparently nobody else does, because you know what this is? This is the true hypocrisy of America. Look, there's not one person who walks this planet who is not a hypocrite on some level or another. And yet we have a bunch of people in this country especially that roll around with the holier than thou approach, that everybody else is wrong and they're right. You know what's wrong? Is that people aren't standing up for people. Everybody's so caught up into their ideological cube that they can't see the bigger picture. I only have a limited glimpse of it, but I do know that what's going on in North Dakota is a crime. It's a crime of a spiritual nature, man. This is what's wrong with America, is we forgot our spiritual center. We have forgot. We are denying our own history. Everybody talks about they want to make things right. And there's this thing, but you know what? Everybody in America who came after the original people has something to look. If people want to blame and say that I have white privilege because my grandfather came over on a boat from Czechoslovakia in the beginning of the last century, and that my father immigrated from Canada in the 70s, late 60s, and blame me for slavery, blame me for stuff, and yet not take on the mantle of the genocide of the original people. See, that's the hypocrisy, dude. Everybody wants to point fingers about some recent history. What about the real history of America? The history that has oppressed the original people since day one. And you know what? Our brothers from south of the border are just as responsible on this one as well, man. Everybody wants to talk about the Black Lives Matter and immigration policies and our Mexican brothers and sisters. Well, we're all responsible for what's going on right now in this continent, on this continent, with the original people of this continent, man. We want to sit here and claim this and claim that, and yet let what's happening in North Dakota occur? What? Where have we lost track of the truth? Yeah, we've got big issues with racism in America. We've got big issues with immigration. You know what issue that should come first and foremost in this nation is the situation with the original people of this nation, of this land, of this continent. Look, it's happening right now. It's happening right now again. History is repeating itself again in North Dakota. Maybe it's because people just haven't read enough history and know enough history that they can allow this to occur and yet go get in the streets and complain about some election. You know what, man? You want to really get involved and point out what's wrong? It's happening in North Dakota as I make this video. That's the thing, man. I am outraged. I'm completely outraged. I got my son over here playing with his cars. You know what we talk about in this house? You know what I'm going to teach him about? The truth. The truth of the people that were here, the people that inhabited this mountaintop and these valleys around me before we came, the Chumash. You know, out there in... You know what, man? Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe this will bring all the original people together and lift the shackles of perception, man. Because that's what I see going on. You know, that's why they're not covering what's going on in North Dakota. Because it's about a liberation. Those people up there standing and praying in the front of a militarized police force that will oppress them and destroy their rights for a pipeline? For a pipeline. They're going to jeopardize all that water up there for a pipeline. My son will know about that. You know, but I don't even know if I do not. It so amazes me what occurred. Well, I had a nice sound sleep last night. I was all just snuggly buggly in my bed last night. Meanwhile, in North Dakota, people are getting shot with rubber bullets. People are having getting tear gassed, having LRAD sound weapons used against them, having water cannons used against them on a freezing cold night. That's what was going on in our nation last night. The abuse of human beings. The abuse of a group of human beings that have been abused since the first white man, since the first Spaniard showed up in their lands. Yeah, I know the Spaniards were a little bit south and bumped into the Comanches and the whole thing, but let's not split hairs here. Let's not split hairs. The original people deserve more respect. They deserve more understanding. When all those people have been protesting in the streets the last 2 weeks because of the outcome of the election, I didn't hear any of them griping about what's going on with the original people of North America. Oh, there's this and that, and everybody's a racist and misogynist and blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? As long as we as a nation of all colors, creeds, sexes, sexual persuasions, we allow the people that are in North Dakota to be oppressed, we're all oppressed. Our gay brothers and sisters, dude, there's your people you need to be outraged about. There's the people that have been genocided, and you talk about your rights, your special rights, man. No. You can't have your rights if you allow those people in North Dakota to be oppressed and have their humanity and their dignity destroyed. You brothers and sisters who talk about your past history of slavery, yeah, you're not going to get free of that story either as long as you allow those people to be oppressed and have their genocidal history buried under your history. Our brothers and sisters who want to immigrate over from the border and claim their families are going to get split apart by some demarcation line through our southern deserts. You will never have your families unified until you allow those people of North Dakota to feel the spirit of unity amongst themselves, till you allow them to walk free on their own land. You will never know freedom either. When none of us will ever know freedom as long as the situation going on in North Dakota continues to occur. It continues to occur in North Dakota, South Dakota, northern Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, anywhere there's a reservation on this continent. We know that people are being oppressed. It is time to free the original people, to let them walk in their ancestral lands with their heads held high and not be bound by borders and laws that determine their dignity. I've always been outraged about what's gone on with our original people. You know, maybe it was Gandhi who said it, or one of these people who said it. As long as one of us lives in bondage, all of us live in bondage. And there it is, man. You can complain all you want about Donald Trump, but you know who's not helping the people of North Dakota? Barack Obama. You know who's not helping the people of North Dakota right now? Everybody. We have a crime against humanity occurring as we speak on this continent. And yet, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're going about our business. I know, we're just going about our... I gotta go pick the kid up from school, take her to a therapist. I gotta make dinner for these guys. I'm gonna go climb into my bed tonight, man. And I'm gonna know when I climb into that bed tonight that in North Dakota, there are people that are being oppressed. There are people that are having their dignity destroyed. There are people that are being told that corporate greed and oil money is more important than their right to clean water. There are people in North Dakota being told that their ancestral land is to be violated and desecrated for a pipeline, dude. There are people in North Dakota who are being faced with military-style police tactics in the name of greed. And yet, I will climb into my bed tonight, man. So don't think that I'm pointing the finger at you, man, when there's three pointing back at me, man. I know. I don't know what to do either except be outraged. It's time for us all to wake up. It is time for us all to wake up and realize that this is a spiritual war that we're in.